Welcome back, everybody, to Unfiltered. Yes, we are doing it. So the question I get asked the most, Joe, what is it that you actually do? To answer that question, it's going to be a little bit tough because I do wear a lot of hats. I'm a photographer, a filmmaker, a director, salesperson, accountant, father, husband. So I wear a lot of hats. I am the co-creator of Resonate. Resonate is a place where we tell stories of life, stories of hope, just stories that empower. I'm a visual storyteller. I believe stories are a very powerful medium today. A story has the power to embed itself in your memories. Let me give you an example. When you go to Instagram, per se, and you see a great picture, that picture tells a story. When you understand the meaning behind the story, that picture lasts in your mind forever. When you meet up with your friends and you all catch up and you exchange stories, you remember those stories. Stories can be good, stories can be sad, stories can give you hope. The thing I love about stories is a story opens a doorway for someone to walk into it. Right now, with everything that's happening in the world, we need to hear good stories. There are people losing their jobs, but then again, you have stories of people who are also getting jobs. It's strange. On one hand, you have the media and everybody else speaking about how the economy is bad, jobs are going to be lost, people are going to be laid off. But on the other hand, you have the stories that are not being spoken about, where you have people that are getting jobs, getting raises, and that's amazing. I believe we need to hear more of these hidden stories. These stories are powerful because these kind of stories give me hope. Stories have the ability to ignite hope to the hopeless. It gives others a sense of, if they did it, so can I. If it happened to them, it can happen to me. We think our personal stories don't matter, but the truth is, you have no idea who it may encourage and how someone may be filled with hope when they come across your story. This is where content goes above and beyond. When we share our stories in our social media, in our conversations, in anything that we do, it leaves a lasting memory in somebody. Not only does it leave a lasting memory, it also gives hope to that person. It opens a doorway through which somebody else can enter, because they always have this thought in their head, if they did it, so can I. So what are the stories you're sharing today? Are they stories of hope, or are they stories about what you've just been reading around? Your personal story holds a very powerful key. So seriously, what's your story? Have you been sharing your story with the world? Yes, I know there are people out there who think I'm insignificant. I don't have a good story. I'm one of those guys who thought that my personal story holds no value. But the truth is, I have a very powerful story. Everybody does. It's when we start to honor these small stories about ourselves, we start honoring ourselves and giving somebody else hope to grow. I used to think my story did not matter to anybody. But the truth is, you think about a guy in the prime of his career, leaves the corporate world and goes all in to become a content creator, especially when the economy is going down. It's crazy. All that's happening in the economy, it may not be a success story. Even these stories matter. It's crazy to think I would leave this comfortable life of being in the corporate world, getting a fat paycheck at the end of the month, being completely comfortable, and do something as crazy as content creation. But more than just creating content, what I wanted to do was to tell people stories, because I believe stories are powerful. This is why we started Resonate. We started Resonate to tell people stories, because stories can not only change lives, but has the power to change the world. We are doing our little bit to share stories because we believe we are world changers. And maybe there's a story that we are able to share that could actually change the world. Recently, we did a business story, and the amazing thing about it was they kept speaking about marketing and who they are and what they do, which was amazing. But what I found most interesting was when we sat down with the CEO and we asked him just to explain why he started the company. What was his intentions? He explained to me the heart and the value that he had. And one of the values was for helping people. And that was amazing. There's another thing he told me was how they take care of their staff, how they develop the staff, and the heart behind developing staff. And the thing is, none of the staff knew that. When I worked in the corporate world, most of the stories that were spoken about during coffee breaks and the water cooler breaks was how I'm not valued by the company. The company doesn't like me. The company doesn't take care of me. That was so far away from the truth. And people didn't know better because nobody told them these stories. Nobody told them the actual value of the company. And even when the values were being spoken about, they didn't leave a memory. So coming back to my point of this client, We suggest we make some content for the company itself, for the staff, so they know the values that the senior leadership team has. They know what the company stands for. So with that, they would be encouraged to do better in what they're doing. We got him to speak a little bit about the values, the mission, the purpose of the company, and the heart behind why he's doing everything. And he did it from a very emotional perspective. Yes, we did have a small script in place, but he completely went out of script, and we loved it because it was more natural and more heartfelt. And from what we've heard, is that has changed the way each employee is looking at the company right now. I think it's time you concentrate on your story because you've started for a reason. You started to give hope. This is where I feel businesses may have gone wrong. Businesses focus a lot on the sales and marketing. And I believe they should start focusing more on their story. Just imagine if your customer or client hears, reads, or even watches your story and he connects with it. You make an emotional connection with your client, which cannot be severed because he now knows your story. Your story is powerful. Your business story is powerful. It's time we use our stories to connect with people, with our clients, with the world. I'm just going to end this by saying, what's your story? And have you shared your story yet? That's all for today. Till next time, this is Joe saying, peace out.